Hey everyone, Rob here, ready for more birdwatching. Today I'm at Sanford Eco Corridor. It's about 30 minutes drive northwest from Brisbane CBD. Last month they had a bird survey here and they reported 68 species in one morning, so let's see how many we can find. Let's get started. Okay. The aim of this morning's bird walk is to use our eyes and ears to find as many bird species as we can. At the same time, we can appreciate the natural areas that we get to discover. And it looks like we might have this morning's first species in this tree. It's the bar-shouldered dove. The name bar-shouldered refers to the copper-coloured barring seen on the shoulders and neck. If you can hear that wailing call in the distance, that's a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Hopefully we get to see one today. On the other side of the car park, we have the Marsh lapwing, also known as the plover. And on the bank behind me is a willy wagtail. Let's have a look. Here we can see how it got part of its name, the wagtail. It's wagging its tail. It's believed they do this to stir up insects. The first time I visited this place, it was in 2018, and the volunteers and the bush care groups, they've done such an amazing job. It's really transformed. The amount of birds and insects and everything else has really improved. Here we go, there's the Rufous fantail. They're very quick. There's Lewin's honeyeaters in here, but they're a bit hard to see. Here's the often hidden white-browed scrub wren. That call just there, the chew, that's a grey shrike thrush. And here's the male figbird. And that call was the eastern whipbird. Here's the eastern yellow robin. Come on, you can turn around. Ah, there's something up on the branch over there. This one's a young kingfisher. Identifying kingfishers can be a bit tricky. I'll hopefully cover this in a future identification video. For now, just know that this one's a sacred kingfisher. Here's a species every Australian should know. The laughing kookaburra. I don't think this one's going to sing for us today. Now let's head to the Hidden Creek section. There should be a few different species down there. By the way, if you're new to birdwatching or you're thinking of trying it out, the best time of day to go is early, just after sunrise. You'll see many more birds at this time than if you start later, say 9 a.m. When going down into this section, I like to look back up towards the side where we were just on. This grassy area often has finches and wrens. Actually, I can see something now. It's a pheasant cuckoo, performing its advertising song. Well, here's the creek section. There doesn't appear to be too much bird activity today, so let's head back to where we were. Cool, I didn't think I was going to get a silvereye today. So silvereye get that name because of the silver ring around their eye. Outside Australia, you might know their close relatives, the white eyes, like yellow white eye. That song just there is the grey butcherbird. And that wee whip is a golden whistler. It sounds a bit like an eastern whipbird. And at the top of the hill, it looks like there's a brown quail waiting for us. Let's have a look. Ah, it got spooked. These white birds here are cattle egrets. I didn't make it clear in my previous video that the ones that are all white are the non-breeding, whereas the caramel coloured ones are the ones that are in their breeding plumage. Oh, there's some baby cows up ahead. Aw. They seem really curious. Maybe they're wondering, who's this weirdo with the camera on his head? Okay, enough cows, let's get back to the birds. Okay, another faraway bird. Let's zoom in. This one is the adult sacred kingfisher. Here we have our first fairy wren of the day. It's the superb fairy wren male in breeding plumage. Interestingly, in some regions, the older fairy wrens are able to maintain breeding plumage all year round, which is good news for us birdwatchers. There's a bird in flight up here. Let me try and get it. It's moving very fast. This one's a noisy frybird. These are pretty common here, so we'll get a better view some other time. Well, there's a whole bunch of brown quail here. Ah, they're too quick. That cute barking, yeah, yeah, isn't a dog, it's a white-breasted wood swallow. You often see them perched or circle in the sky for insects. This is double-barred finch. The whole flock's here. The call's so cute. This sounds like a wattle bird. Where is it? Here it is. Little wattle bird. It's feeding on the grevillea. That sounds like a red-backed fairy wren. Oh, here we go. The amount of red on their back varies. The males try and fluff up as much red feathers as possible to make themselves look flashier for the females. You can also see in this lighting that the feathers look shiny as well. Here's the Australian magpie. When they're foraging, you might notice that sometimes they tilt their head. That's them trying to listen to and feel the vibrations of the prey under the ground. Here's the magpie lark. This one's a female. Cicada bird, because it sounds like cicadas. Cicada birds are one of those birds that you often hear but you don't see. Speak of the devil, here's the common cicada bird. It kind of looks like a black-faced cuckoo shrike, but a lot darker overall.
Don't go in this section, it's an archery range.
Could this be the tawny grassbird making a nest? In a very inconvenient location, just by the gate. Oh, a white-headed pigeon. It's gone now.
These sound like variegated fairy wren. This one's the female.
Oh, there's Pacific black ducks here.
If you can hear that, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, those are striated pardalotes. This one's a close relative to the willy wagtail. It's the grey fantail. And this one doesn't seem to be very active at the moment.
These are Australian wood duck, also known in America as maned duck, because the male has sort of fluffy plumage at the back that sort of looks like a lion's mane. The speckled one on the right, that's the female, and the one with the brown head, that's the male. They're called wood duck because they actually nest inside tree hollows rather than on the ground like most ducks.
Slightly to the left, we have the white-faced heron and the Pacific black ducks in the back.
This one's in bad lighting, but it's an olive-backed oriole. I'm just tallying up today's bird species. So for today, for all seen and heard, is 64 species, which I must say I was not expecting that many.
Hi.
So as per the last time, I've included the eBird checklist in the video description, so you can go through all the species seen and heard today. That's it for today's bird walk. Thank you for joining me at Sanford Eco Corridor. If you're in the Brisbane area, be sure to check it out. If you like videos like this, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.